Welcome to Engine Explorer, before high-tech screens and twin-turbo monsters. There was simplicity, grit, and pure mechanical soul. And if there's one truck that defined that era, it's this one, the 1932 Ford pickup. A machine born during the Great Depression, yet built with more character than half the trucks on the road today. Let's go back nearly a century, when Ford wasn't chasing horsepower records or EV range, but working to put America back on wheels. And in 1932, they released something that would change the working man's ride forever. At first glance, it's a design frozen in time. That tall, upright grille, those curved fenders, the exposed steel. No plastic, no fake chrome. This truck was honesty on four wheels. You can feel the purpose in every line built for farmers, builders, and anyone who needed a reliable partner on dirt roads and gravel lots. Now, here's where it made history under the hood. The 1932 Ford pickup was the first Ford truck to feature the legendary flathead V8 engine. Think about that. In a time when most trucks were crawling with four-cylinder engines, Ford dropped in a V8 to 90 horsepower of raw, throaty grunt. It changed everything. Not just for trucks, but for American performance. This wasn't just a workhorse anymore. It was power the average man could afford. That flathead V8 didn't just move the truck, it moved the industry. Suddenly, Ford wasn't just making trucks, they were building icons. And the sound it made, it's a deep, rumbling growl that echoed across farms, job sites, and backcountry roads. People still chase that sound today. Inside the cabin was no luxury lounge, but it didn't need to be. A simple bench seat, bare metal dash, and analog gauges told you what you needed to know. Nothing fancy, no distractions. Just you, the road, and the rumble of steel, and the ride. Well, let's be honest, which was rough by today's standards. But it was built tough. Leaf springs, solid axles, and a real frame. This truck didn't care about smooth, it cared about strong. It could haul, it could tow, and it could take a beating without flinching. The bed was all steel with real wood. Planks, no plastic liners, no electric tailgates. You threw your tools in, maybe a few sacks of feed, and got to work. It wasn't a toy, it was a tool. A reliable, affordable tool that helped build homes, businesses, and families during the hardest times in American history. And let's not forget the style. That classic Ford badge, the upright windshield, the way it sits on those narrow tires with proud simplicity. Today, collectors pay top dollar for these trucks not because of fancy features, but because they represent something real, something lasting. The 1932 Ford pickup was more than just a vehicle. It was a statement. A message from Ford to the working man. We've got your back. It was tough, honest, and ahead of its time, and it still holds a place in automotive history almost 100 years later. So next time you see a 1932 Ford, don't just admire it for its vintage looks, respect it. It paved the way for every F-150, Super Duty, and Raptor that followed. It was the original, the first, the one that dared to dream big during a time the world was shrinking. You've never seen a raw Ford like this, because this is the Ford that started it all.